Hey there gamers, and welcome back to the channel. It's refresh day in Dreamlight Valley, which means we're going to be going through the premium shop as well as Dreamsnaps. And I'm really excited for the Dreamsnaps today, because not only will we be seeing my results from the Fairy Dreamsnap challenge, but we'll also be taking a look at the top 3 Dreamsnaps, and this theme was a huge hit among the community. There were so many good submissions, so I know these top 3 are going to be insane. And of course, once we're done with all of that, we'll take a look at this week's brand new Dreamsnap challenge. Now with that, there is just one more thing I want to bring up before we get into this video. As you can see behind me here, my entire valley has been bulldozed once again. One thing I love doing in Dreamlight Valley is themed or seasonal valley builds. We did a big Halloween themed valley, we did a big Christmas themed valley, but now that the holidays are over, I want to take my valley in a new direction. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to be working on my spring/Mulan inspired valley build. I'm planning on using a lot of the Mulan decor and Eastern architecture. I'm very excited about this valley, and I might even keep it like through summer and maybe even up to fall. I don't know, but I'm just very excited. So for anybody watching this, if you would like to watch me build this valley live in real time, I'm going to start tomorrow, and you can find me on Twitch. I typically stream Dreamlight Valley Monday through Friday around 3 or 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you enjoy my YouTube videos and you enjoy my content, who knows, you might really enjoy my live streams. So consider dropping by if you have the chance. Before we get started, I'd like to mention that I'm a small full-time content creator, so every like on these videos makes a tremendous difference for me. Also, consider subscribing for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. With that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, now it's time to take a look at this week's premium shop lineup. Now, nothing new this week, but we already saw that coming. We knew this was going to be the case. We've seen the premium shop leaks, so I'm not surprised that we don't have anything new, but we do have some pretty fun things to talk about. So first up, you have Belle's Winter Wonder Dream Style. This one is really cute. This is a previous STARPATH reward from Royal Winter. It's going to range 2,500 moonstones, which is the standard price for Dream Styles. I mean, this one is really cute. I think it would have probably sold a bit better if they released it before the holidays, but it's still winter, so it still works, and if you don't have it, you know, it's a good time to pick it up for next winter. Or if you're in a different hemisphere, this might work better for you as far as timing goes. But this dream style definitely does have sort of a holiday or Christmassy feel, and that holiday is well past us now. Next up, we have the Splendid Ice Rink. This is only going to run you 1,000 moonstones, which is pretty nice. And if you picked up the Royal Winter bundle from last week, you'll have the rest of the items that go with this. Now, this is a really niche item. It tends to only look good in Frosted Heights. If you're happy with the way your Frosted Heights looks, it's not necessary to pick it up, but it is a really pretty little item, and at only 1,000 moonstones, not too bad. Now, one of the better items in the premium shop this week, I would say, would be the Winter Gala Ensemble, because it comes with a lot of fun stuff, and this was also previously STARPATH rewards. So you have the gray Winter Gala gown, you have the gray Winter Gala trousers, which I really love these. These have a really nice look to them. Then you have the Gala Winter coat, which is, again, very nice, very fluffy. I love the fluff on the outside of it here. And one of my favorite items from the entire bundle would be the Winter Gala Ice Antlers. This is just a really fun headpiece, and it can work really well with different winter themes, but also nature themes just in general. So yeah, really nice little set here. And then lastly, you have the gray Winter Gala boots. Now, you can get all 5 of these items for only 1,500 moonstones. Not bad. I mean, definitely better to do the STARPATH and get them that way if you can, but if you miss the STARPATH, this is your opportunity to pick up the Gala Ensemble. Now, moving down, we'll get into what I think is the best part of the shop this week, the limited time deals. So the Royal Jacket set, we'll start with this. So both of these jackets are rather nice. You have the long jacket with the gilded roses, and you have the belted jacket with the gilded roses. My favorite thing about both of these jackets is the back design. They have this really intricate pattern on the back, and you have this little castle down here at the base of the jacket. And I think it's the same on this one. Yeah, except the castle's like a little bit bigger. Very fun, and they're only 1,200 moonstones. Now, they're also going to be 10% off, which I believe means you'll save 100 220 moonstones, so you're still gonna pay, I think, 1,080. That said, it's just 2 jackets, so if you wanted to skip on them, you're not gonna be missing out too much. And now for what I consider to be the best deal of the week, Bell's Royal Tools. For 20% off, no less. Now, when it comes to Royal Tools, getting them for 20% off is always the best because they're expensive. They're almost 4,000 moonstones for tool sets. You're talking 3,750 moonstones. On this, you're gonna save 750 moonstones. So you'll get this tool set for only 3,000 with the discount. So not bad at all. Not to mention, there are a lot of tool sets in the game I'm not a big fan of. They're always in my recommended. I'm not a big fan of the Tiana Royal tool set. I'm not a big fan of the Monsters Inc. tool set. They don't really have any fun or unique animations that I care for, but this Bell Royal tool set, when I first picked it up, I was like, oh, I hope I don't regret this, and I definitely didn't. I love this tool set, mainly for the roses and gold hourglass. It has this beautiful little rose on top, and these petals kind of float off of it and float down. It is a very fun little effect, and I also love how elegant this hourglass looks. I like to use it a lot with my Dreamlight armor set, and I think I've done that in a few Dreamsnaps, but I like walking around with it in my videos and stuff too, just because it is a very unique skin for the hourglass. Now, the other items are still pretty fun, like the fishing rod has the rose petals as well. I do have an enchantment, so my pickaxe is going a little bit crazy here, but yeah, you can see a rose here. This one just kind of sparkles, but there are petals falling from this back one. Same with the shovel, you get some petals falling from the center rose, but yeah, still, I would say the best by far would be the hourglass. Absolutely love that. Now, usually in these videos, I do a showcase, but we don't have any new items this week, and most of this stuff you can just plainly see on your avatar by visiting the item and looking here in the preview tab or demonstration tab. You can see like how all the pants and jackets and tops and everything looks, and you can also get a good look at Belle's dream style. So we only have one decor item, which is the Splendid Ice Rink, and it's been in the game for a long time. I think most people have seen this, so we will not be doing a full showcase today, as I feel like, you know, all of these things have been around for a while and there's not so much a point for me to showcase them because I've showcased all of this before. So with that, let's just move right along to Dreamsnaps. All right, so now it's time to take a look at Dreamsnaps, and I really love this challenge. It was called Fairy Fantasies, and it was just really fun to have a fairy-themed Dreamsnap challenge. I think a lot of people enjoyed this one, which made this challenge particularly competitive, I must say. Like, even when voting, I saw a lot of really good submissions. Now, I'm not too sure what to expect with mine. I put a lot of time into it, but it is on the darker side, a bit darker than most of my Dreamsnaps. I wanted to do night because I was playing with a lot of small, bright items like the moss from Storybook Vale, some of the mushrooms, and different things like that. But in hindsight, I feel like I should have gone with a sunset so that I would still have those items lighting up, but I would have had a bit more light on my outfit. The outfit is pretty dark, so that might hold it back. I'm definitely expecting 4K here, but I don't know if I'm going to see a top 500 submission or not, because I feel like when it comes to people voting, brighter, more vibrant Dreamsnaps tend to pick up the vote more than dimmer or darker ones, unless it's a challenge that calls for a darker or dimmer submission. But with that, let's take a look at how we did. We'll see exactly where we placed on this one. Let's take a peek here. Oh, okay, so we're not in the top 500, but we are pretty much right there on it. So yeah, like I said, I was expecting 4K, not surprised by that at all. And we got an 86.02 and we ranked 505. So I'll consider that a top 500. I mean, it's right there on the precipice anyway. But yeah, pretty good rank here. Not bummed about that at all, especially with it being a bit darker, but I did put a lot of time into the snap and I was really excited about this one. So happy to see that it performed well. Anyway, let's claim the moonstones and we'll take a look at the submission. All right, so here it is. This is what we put together for Fairy Fantasies. Now, like I stated before, you know, in hindsight, I kind of wish I'd have gone with sunset, so I would have had a bit more light on the avatar. And also I could have still had all these lights on in the background, the glowing mushrooms and everything. The only issue I see with my Dreamsnap here is that it is very dim on the bottom half. The middle and the top, very bright, very vibrant, but the bottom half is a little dark, and I think that might have held it back from like a top 100 or higher. If it's good enough for that, I don't know. I'd have to see some of the other top Dreamsnaps. I wanted to do like a whimsical mushroom kind of fairy-inspired build. And I really wanted to use the fairy bubbles because they're just super fun. I mean, they have fairy, or they're constructed with fairy bubbles. They're not called fairy bubbles, are they? I think they're just called like large floating or like elevated bubble. I can't remember, but use fairy bubbles to make them. So I really wanted to use those. I went with this kind of like fairy queen of the snippets idea. And at the bottom of the photo, you can see I'm surrounded by these little snippet frogs. I really liked using them because they glow a little bit, like the little flowers on their head glow, except for the yellow one. There's a little yellow one down there, but I didn't place him. He was just hopping around. Now, in the rest of the foreground here, you can see the fairy mushroom circle. You can see some fairy roses, and then we have a lot of that glowing moss, which is why I wanted to do nighttime. I just wanted these colors to pop a little bit more. Now, like mid-ground and also in the foreground near the top here, we do have a lot of the bird snippets in these bubbles. I wasn't too sure what to put in the bubbles. I played with a few different things, but I kind of like the idea of the birds because I was able to surround my avatar with them. And then moving on to the background here, you know, we have a lot of these large glowing mushrooms. I have this big wall of trees in the back, and we put a whole bunch of blue streetlights behind them to give the entire thing this like ethereal blue glow. Now, this was, of course, an outfit challenge, so let's talk about the outfit. So starting off, one of the things we had to use for this was wings. It was the only 4-tag item, and I did use the fairy wings, like the Tinkerbell inspired wings. The only problem with them is that they are very translucent. So for my outfit here, I made sure when I posed that the wings, at least one side of the wings, would be kind of in front of this dark purple mushroom stalk so you can actually see the wings. The rest of the outfit, we have a skirt that is the celestial skirt, and then we have this big blue overcoat that's from that Moonstone bundle we got a couple of months ago. I really like the way the blue outfit plays into the scenery here, and also posing with the Electric Parade hourglass was pretty nice along with that because it also adds like a lot of blue and some additional brightness, which is nice. It just looks very magical and whimsical. Fun outfit, fun submission overall. Really enjoyed the final product once I put it together. I definitely struggled with this one for a little bit, but was happy with it in the end. If you came across this Dreamsnap and you liked it enough to vote for it, thank you very, very much. And with that, let's move on to this week's top 3 Dreamsnap submissions. This was a really fun and fairly competitive challenge because a lot of people I spoke to were really into it. And whenever that happens, I feel like you're just guaranteed to see some amazing submissions. So I am very excited to see this week's top 3. So first up, we have this very bright, very colorful forest shot. Beautiful work here with all of the different colors. Bright green grass with this fairy mushroom circle. And then we have a lot of the game's little plant options here. Like we have those little blue bushes, the little green ones, lots of mushrooms, the pink trees, and then we have some furs in the back. There's like some big flowers back there. This is just so fun and colorful. Now, this was an outfit challenge, so let's touch on the outfit here. This is a very interesting outfit for the fairy challenge. These phoenix wings are loaded with color, so they play in this environment really, really well. But when I think fairy, I don't usually think bird wings. This is more like angelic, but the nature vibe brings it back to fairy, I think. I think the nature aspect of this is what kind of drives home the fairy side of it. But yeah, I do love the submission, and you don't have to use the fairy wings. Not everybody has the fairy wings. And these phoenix wings were also 4-tag. I mean, they're just as good to use. I love the dress they chose here as well. This little jungle getaway dress works very well with this environment. It's the same shade of green that we see in this Plaza Island grass. I think that's where they are, the Plaza Island. And then finally, the last thing I'll touch on is, I love all these fireflies up here right in the center and towards the back. They have this beautiful kind of blur on them. Very cool. So beautiful submission, lots of colors, very fun, very funky. Love what they did for this. All right, next up, wow, I love this. This is super fun. So they have that fairy blossom right in the middle of the photo here. So that's kind of like one of the focal points. I really like that. It does have a bit of a blur on it. I see our fireflies around the top of the frame here. They've got these floating bubbles towards the front. And I love that you can see this tree on the right-hand side, this little magnolia tree. Like, it almost looks like it's in the bubble, which is kind of funky. That's really cool looking. We have a lot of little magnolia piles on the ground, and then we have that little magnolia pathing. There's some flowers here in the foreground and in the midground. It looks like they put this together in the ever after, judging by some of the trees I see in the back and the shade of this biome. Really like what they did with this, though. Very creative use of colors. Now let's talk about the outfit here, because again, outfit challenge. Starting with the companion, love that they chose the green dragon. It just goes with this dress really well. They got the sun and moon crown. They do have the fairy wings on here. They got the little pearl and rose necklace. And it's hard to tell, but I think they are wearing a little ring here. I think this is a super fun photo. And I also think this is a very unique choice for the outfit. I really like what they've done here. And I don't think you're going to see a lot of people wearing this particular dress, but they really pulled it off with this look. Beautiful, beautiful snap. And now for our final of the three, and this is a really, really fun snap. They have these icy willows in the back that are giving this very bright shade of blue on the left-hand side. And then we have magnolia trees up at the top of the foreground, kind of hanging on at the top of the picture. And then in the foreground at the base, we have all of these little daisy-like flowers here that are really beautiful. There's also some sparkling from some items dropped on the ground there. But I think what really makes this photo amazing would be the avatar, the outfit, the pose, and just the immediate surrounding environment here in the mid-ground. This is really well done. Again, this dress works really good for the challenge. I love that they're doing the flying pose. They look very powerful. And with this green hair mixed in with this dress, that's such a good idea. Like, they look more magical, more fairy-esque, especially with the antlers as well. I wouldn't have even thought that these white snowy antlers would look great with the fairy challenge, but when you pair it with this green hair and the eye mask and the green dress, it actually works magnificently. Now, on top of that, they did make a really fun forest here. I mean, we have this shattered teacup. We have this little bind tree or bush, shrub, whatever you want to call it, here on the books with the candles. We have these big glowing mushrooms in the back. We got a lot of the fireflies. This is just really fun, really colorful, but it's not overworked. I feel like it's not too busy, and I think it's like just the right amount of color mixture. I love the way they did the foreground and the midground, and just absolutely love the way they did their avatar. They look so powerful here. This is just really fun. Out of all three of these, I think I would have to say, I think this one's my favorite. I think this one's my top, and then it's hard to pick between the first two, which one would be my favorite. Maybe it's this one, maybe it's this one. I don't know. I feel like for me, those two are pretty even, but I really love this third one. This is just so fun, so magical. I mean, they all are, to be fair. All of the top three. I feel like the top three submissions are always really good. They're so fun to look at. But anyway, that's enough about these top three submissions. We'll get more into this next week. For now, let's take a look at this week's brand new Dreamsnap challenge. So, of course, we have another wardrobe challenge this week, and this one is going to be called Bookworm Style. It reads, just like Belle, you got lost spending the day with your favorite books. Create a cozy, stylish outfit that channels your inner bookworm or librarian chic. Okay, pretty fun, very interesting. We do have a lot of great ways to make a scene around this. There's so many different bookshelves in the game, so many different like study items. I feel like this would be a great one to do indoors, but if you want to do outdoors, the Library of Lore could be a really fun place to build this submission. Let me know where you're going to put yours, what you're going to do. Our mandatory tags this week are going to be elegant and calm, and our bonus tags are going to be Beauty and the Beast and glasses. Okay. So there is a little bit of an issue here. I think the only 4 tag item this week is not even going to be glasses. It's going to be the rose eye patches, because that's the only thing in the glasses category that also has the Beauty and Beast tag, which is kind of a bummer because I think what they were really going for with these tags, I think they were just wanting a lot of people to utilize glasses, but I feel like the eye patch isn't really that, but you're going to be rewarded for using the eye patch because of the way the tag system works. So I'm interested to see what happens. I know not everybody has the eye patch, so I think we'll see a mix for sure. And for the record, you don't absolutely have to use it. Even if you do have it, it's the only 4 tag item, but if you use enough 3 tag items for the rest of your outfit, I think you'll be just fine, to be honest. Either way, pretty excited to see what people put together for this one. Let me know your thoughts on this challenge in the comments below. Well, my friends, we've covered pretty much everything we set out to cover today, so I sincerely hope you enjoyed today's video. If you found today's video helpful, informative, or simply entertaining, please do me a very big favor and press that like button. Also, consider subscribing for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's refresh in the comments below. What did you think of this week's top 3 submissions? How do you feel about this week's new Dreamsnap challenge? And what were your thoughts on this week's premium shop lineup? Was there any returning item that you were very excited to see? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you enjoy the future of Disney Dreamlight Valley.